Hey, and welcome back to the Difference Maker Revolution podcast. And we're back to 4 today. So we have Jonathan and Janine and Brad and myself. So it's great to be back, guys. And especially when we're talking about this amazing topic, Google versus Facebook for photographers, for marketing. So let's have a conversation around this, because we see all the time where some people might say, oh, you're much better doing SEO and Google and all that than you are doing Facebook ads, that Facebook ads are too much work. So let's just talk about how this might be different for different photographers. That it's never one rule for everybody, right? So can we just talk about when Google works, like when Google SEO works or when Google AdWords works? Can we just talk to that for a moment as to when that is? So Janine, in your opinion and from your experience, when does Google work?
Google, in my opinion, Google works when it is a genre of photography that people would naturally search for. So events, milestones, photography that in general people need, or it has become common that they need. So a great example would be weddings, right? You get married, you're clearly going to be on the look for a wedding photographer. So it might be something you search, wedding photographers in my area. When people are pregnant and are having a baby, it's very common to do newborn photography. And so people might search for newborn photographer in my area or best newborn photographer, things like that. For me, the only thing people have ever searched for is first birthday photography, and it's the same thing. It's become such a milestone, recognized that people want to photograph it, that people will search. So I've worked on my SEO optimization for first birthday portraits, and so that is something people search for. So it really works in that instance when it's a genre that people need, and I'm putting need in quotes, something that they think that they need and they're going to search for.
So Brad, even when we consider that, right, I have this feeling of build it and they will come.
You're right.
Build it and they will come. Spend all this time and effort optimizing for SEO and doing my Google AdWords, but I'm still relying on someone else, right, to make a decision to search Google for it.
Yeah, Google's naff. Like SEO's naff. I was about to say I despise all the people that peddle that nonsense. I suppose a better tame in my opinion.
No, we like when Brad is all feisty. It makes for
my
fun
opinion on Google
conversation.
Ads. I don't think Google Ads work incredibly well for photography businesses, and the key word there is businesses. If you're a hobbyist, a one-man band, and you've got a website, and you do 10 clients a year, then Google might give you those 10 clients a year, just by pure accident and coincidence. But if you're building a scalable business that you want to grow and you want consistent work coming in, Google's not going to give you consistency. Just the SEO stuff on its own won't give you consistency. It gets preached. I've had it preached to me so many times, and nothing beats proactive marketing. I hate the argument of more work involved in Facebook. When you said that earlier, I visibly rolled my eyes, because it's as if work would come into the choice when you're trying to run a business and trying to, grow it and make more money and better your own life and better your family's lives and better all your clients' lives. As if work even, Facebook would give me a 10 out of 10 business, but Google, which is significantly easier, will give me a 2. I'll do 2 because I'm lazy and I don't want to work. I don't like the work argument. I think that's naff. I think SEO's naff. But again, if you're doing scalable stuff, and if you're a business owner, then SEO's wonderful, because you can pay somebody to write those blog posts for you, and because you've got a proactive marketing system in place that gets you working week in, week out, month in, month out, that you actually have revenue, you have profit, you can then spend some of that profit to do a nonsense job like write SEO blogs and design a website and do all that stuff in the background that you don't have to do. For me, it's a really low value task, like a low income task, is working on website, is writing blogs. The high income tasks are developing proactive marketing systems and running Facebook ads. That's the only thing that's going to give you consistency. And that's from my own experience of running Facebook ads for 10 years and not having a system in place, not knowing where my next bookings were going to come from, and then being able to book 36 clients in every week for like 7 years on trot and do millions in revenue, hundreds of thousands a year, millions in revenue. Google would never have done that. And I've got, and it's not like I don't do the Google ads. I do, you know, because I have that business that has revenue that I can go pay some guy that I met at BNI to go do my Google ads for me. And in the end, I just stopped doing the Google ads because the ROI wasn't there. The return on invested that I was spending to run the Google ads, it was more expensive per booking than it was to run Facebook ads. So, well, budget's going to go to Facebook ads.
And Jonathan,
so it's interesting that Brad said that, because I'm just going to jump in here super quick, because Jonathan and I just looked at these numbers when we were chit-chatting last week or so. So prior to Janine running Facebook ads, when I became a part of this group 5-ish years ago now, it's crazy how time flies, all I had to book first birthday sessions was Google. And I was booking maybe one a week. And it was if someone called, right? To go to what Brad said, you are not in control of it. It's if someone has a whim to search for it and then they find you. Once I got to the perfection of the first birthday ad on Facebook, now we're at 10, growing to 15 a week. And we can control it. And as Brad said, it's consistency, and there's a definite difference. Do I still get people who find me? Yeah, but it's still like one a week. If I was relying on Google, I'd still be Janine 5 years ago. I wouldn't be Janine now, hiring 2 photographers, running the first birthdays, and looking at other ways of proactively marketing to get in more business. So it's exactly what Brad said, and it's so true, and you can see it in real life examples over and over again. If you're waiting for the phone to ring, it's not a good plan for business. Sorry, Ron, didn't mean to cut you off. I'm all in my interrupting mode now.
That's all right. That's good.
Video with Steve.
you keep going. I know. Yeah. Sometimes you do have to interrupt Steve. He finds it hard to stop talking, doesn't he? Steve, we love you. Jonathan, just talk to us a little bit, because like we have a lot of experience of this, right? In terms of like we have looked at photographers who are running Facebook and Google, right? And we've seen where often the metrics are all mixed in together, right, to get a cost per lead or a cost per booking. But when we actually split them out, the cost on the Google was 5 times the cost using Facebook.
Yeah, I'll speak to that very briefly, because there's something else I want to speak to that's more important than that. But on that point, yes, we have seen and spoken to photographers who have shown us stats, who had agencies running their Facebook ads for them, agencies running their Google ads for them, and how they managed the metrics was awful, because like you couldn't easily decipher how many bookings came from Facebook, how many came from Google, what the cost per booking was. So we had to even do a little bit of a deep dive into the data with them and say, oh my God, look how much more expensive your cost per booking is for Google ads. And like some will argue, well, Google ads definitely gives me greater average sales than Facebook, does it? I haven't seen it. Anyway, without going down that rabbit hole, I think what's important is understanding what your clients are in the market for. Because if your clients are searching for photography, which in my opinion is a tiny, tiny, tiny market, and your clients are searching for specific types of photography, then yes, maybe Google is fine. But as we all know, we are in the business of people, not the business of photography. We're not selling photography. And when you understand what your clients actually want, and if it's like, you know, a family portrait experience, and what they want to celebrate is Isabella's confidence and knowing how confident Isabella is. And so that when they look at the artwork that's created and they see that on the wall every day, they're seeing Isabella's confidence, not canvas or acrylic or wall art or amazing photography. They're not buying photography, they're buying Isabella's confidence in that example. Or they're buying, you know, reconnection with their partner. Or they're buying what for a first birthday, how that baby has changed their life in that first year together. Maybe it's inspired dad to find a better job so he can provide for his family. Or maybe it's given mum confidence that she is good enough as a mother. And when you go into the world of Facebook ads, you can better control the narrative and find people who want to celebrate something important in their lives. And you're not waiting, as Janine talked about already, for milestones. You're not waiting for important events. And that opens up a way bigger market and makes photography more attractive to those people because they're not buying photography.
You know, it's interesting, Jonathan, you said something. So you said about the price. I would actually flip it on its head. People who are searching for photography, I think, are more price conscious. They're price shopping. So if you hit somebody with an ad and they're not looking, they're not price shopping. You know, and we see it all the time in like groups and things where people are like, I want somebody who's really cheap. I want a photographer who's doing this, who won't charge an arm and a leg, right? Those are the people searching. You don't want those people. They're the ones searching and they're price shopping. Why would you want someone to come to your studio that's so focused on price when you can not hit them. It's not like whacking them upside the head, but you can connect with them on a different level when you can focus the ad copy that you're writing and talk directly to that emotional need of a person. It bypasses all of the price talk.
I think it's important we be completely transparent that, yes, we know Google Ads, if you're bidding on terms or your SEO is focused on people looking for photography, yes, we know the cost per booking is way worse than Facebook ads. In fairness, what we haven't tried to split test yet, and I'm sure we will in the future, is writing Google Ads that have nothing to do with photography and that's focused on, you know, your avatar and what your avatar's hidden desires are. We haven't really put that to a substantial test yet as a team, I don't believe. But, so, that might work well. We don't know until we test it. Anything we teach is tested, right? You guys are the living proof and the living testing results of it. So, I think that's important to know too.
That's why we can talk to this, because often we see people talk about Google and they lump it all together into one big bucket, right? And often that bucket is a bucket of shite. Can I say that out loud?
No,
James is in the background, but he's focused on his Minecraft world. So
because, but just let me explain what I mean by that. So they take all of the traffic, the people who come via Google search, and say it's all the same, and it's not. And here's why it's not. Is that if you have a client who you've over-delivered for and somehow they've recommended you to a friend and that friend has Googled your name, right? That is a completely different type of lead source than somebody who's searching randomly for something like newborn photographer and you appear, right? And often you will hear some people who promote the use of Google say, make sure now you spend Google AdWords money on your brand name. And I've had this fight in the past with ad agencies who used to run our Google ads in our 3XM business and other businesses. And I say, why am I spending money with Google when I'm top of it anyway? When they search for 3XM, we're top. When they search for photo value, we're top. When they search for Royal Foil, we're top. When they search for Difference Maker Revolution, we're top. Like, why would I be paying Google money to be top when I'm already top? So you have to be careful that anybody who is talking Google to you, often my opinion is that they create that bucket of shit so you don't really know. You don't really know the return on investment that you would get anyway, even if you didn't do it.
No one's allowed curse on this podcast more than that. We were allowed 2 words per episode.
Sorry.
You've taken both of them, Ronan.
I get
Maybe
very
I didn't
passionate
understand you because of your Irish accent. Maybe it won't count.
I get very passionate about this because I just think it's people fooling other people. Like, and there's no need to fool people. You can either deliver for people or you can't, and be honest about what you can do. Like, just be honest how you can help people. Like Brad was saying a bit earlier, and the reason why I mentioned the work thing was about because other people claim that Facebook campaign, they're just work. It's just total.
Don't do it.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. Like, it's just absolutely winds me up something awful. You guys know I don't get wound up. But this just winds me up because it's misleading and it's not fair to people. It's not fair.
He's not that wound up, is he?
Nah.
You see, that's the worst case scenario, isn't it, Ronan? That the con men just masquerading data to appear like they're actually achieving result, and I think it's a mixture between that and between just ignorance and not having my special word exposure in actually operating a business that has a certain requirement each week, each month. That's heavily dependent. That's busy. It's a busy business. It's not a hobby business, because you can, you see it all the time. You get away with things when you run a business, which is you photograph 10 sessions a year, or 15, and that's a business. But that's just really a hobby that kind of pays you money. And you have to know what you're in, because if you're using Google, and Google will probably generate you 15 clients a year from search, just just as pure dumb luck. So and a lot of people then will start teaching and training on that without actually ever running a proper business. See, it's a wonderful thing over here in Europe. We have a thing called Companies House where you can have a look at businesses and have a look at their accounts and actually see if they make money. And it's a special thing looking at all the education. A lot of the educators over in the UK and realising that, they actually don't have a business and they actually don't make money. And, I think that's the same in the US. I think that's the same worldwide, is that, you have an awful lot of educators who are teaching people how they run their business when they actually don't have a business themselves.
Well, I want to come back to this topic of work because it's interesting. I think so many of our difference maker members and part of our tribe and our community love, even though they sometimes dread the phone, love having that control over making those phone calls and calling the leads that you get from your controlled ads, as opposed to waiting for the phone to ring. And it's a mindset shift. Who wants to wait for the phone to ring? You have no idea then if you're going to have business this week. Why go back and live in those dark ages where we had to live back in the day? I don't want to ever go back there. Why would I, when I have this technology and this availability to be able to speak to my ideal client out in the world and bring them to me and then get their information and actually call them? I mean, photographers did this back when we did direct mail. And so it's not that foreign of a concept if you go and take it back then. But wow, and I know Brad did this too. It was an expensive undertaking to do direct mail. Very expensive. And you had to mail multiple times to the same addresses. And then you still had to kind of wait for them to call you. But at least it was a little bit more proactive and you were getting into the mailboxes. But so this is, it's essentially the same thing, but with much better results that you can measure and then get their information to make phone calls. And so now when our phone rings, it's almost like, who's calling? Why is someone calling? Because I hope it's someone calling me back from a message that I've left. And that's taking full control of your business. So for photographers who don't want to work, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to work. Why don't you want to have that control? Why don't you want to make bookings? Why don't you want to make money? Why do you want to wait for the phone to ring? I don't understand that concept. And I know we sometimes shy away from the word work, but man, if you want to make a business and you want to provide for your family, why don't you want to work? Why don't you want to make those phone calls? I don't get it. I just don't understand. I'm with Brad on this one. I don't understand. I don't understand why people don't want to do it.
I do.
Why?
I think, well, Brad's already talked about it. I think some people just think, like, can be a successful photographer and have a successful business that's busy all year round just because I'm a great photographer. I think that's one. I think the second one is some people like the idea of having a business but don't want to do the work, as Brad said. You know, they're just lazy. And then, and I think the third part of it is, I think it's actually a belief in what you do and the difference you can make. Because when you're a difference maker, it's much easier to lift that phone when you know that you're going to make a real difference to someone by lifting that phone. And the end result of that will be that they're going to spend a whole lot of money with you because of the difference you've made to them. So while if you know that you're just hustling, right? Like I've sat in a talk, a sales talk, where a photographer was teaching them, and here were the words exactly. So at this stage now you get your crowbar out. I'm not messing with you, right? This is the stage you get your crowbar out, and you sort of leverage your client to spend an extra couple of $100 with you. Seriously, like your crowbar out to a client. That client's coming back again, aren't they? Like it just, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't get it when there's people packed in a room listening to that nonsense. Nonsense being talked. You know, it's really a burn and run mentality. You know, let's burn the client for as much as we can once. Any studio I've seen try and do that, they go out of business eventually. Because guess what? People talk. People talk to others, and if that's what you try and do, they're going to say, stay away from stay away from that photographer, don't go near them. They're just going to try and burn you, you know. So and I know we've gone off topic a little bit, we have, but they're all related, aren't they? This idea of being there to serve, when you serve and make a difference to somebody and deliver them a true value, you know, they will spend on themselves, you know, with you, and they will come back again. And this is when Google really works for you. They may refer you to a whole lot of other people, but you actually don't need Google for that, because if you've got it right, you're gonna be in control of that referral, that person comes back to you. That they don't have to Google search you. So it's just, are you truly trying to create a life that you love from your passion? And if you are, well, then you have to make a difference to people. Regardless of what marketing you do, you just have to make a difference.
Can I ask Jonathan a question really quick to explain something to our listeners? Because I know we've used the word proactive marketing, but I don't know if in this episode specifically we've explained it. So if we have new listeners who have just joined in recently, Jonathan, can you explain to them what we mean by proactive marketing and why Facebook is proactive and not reactive?
No.
Smart ass.
Sorry. Of course. Always. Happy to help. So, proactive versus reactive marketing. So reactive marketing is waiting for someone else to do something. So it's waiting for someone to search you and find you on Google. It's waiting for someone to be searching for whatever they might be searching for and seeing a Google advert. It's waiting for, you know, clients to send referrals to you. It's basically waiting for other people to send you leads. If I was to sum it up, proactive marketing is where you go out there and you get the leads and you create your own quality leads. And when you run Facebook ads in the style that we teach at the Difference Maker Revolution, you're being proactive about your marketing. You're putting yourself out there. You're putting your business out there. You're widening the available audience size, and you're proactively generating leads, and you're in more control over how many leads you generate, when you generate them, so that you can have amazing quality conversations and discover what's important to that client and create a transformational experience for them.
And that's the only way to avoid the roller coaster hell, right? You know, we talk about the roller coaster hell all the time. And I know some people love roller coasters, right? But you don't love it for your business. So even if you enjoy going to Disney or Busch Gardens or wherever and enjoying those roller coasters, it's not the way to run a business, a successful business. And the roller coaster effect is, if you're waiting for people, you know, you will probably start doing some networking or some marketing or get some clients in, and then you start to get busy with them, right? And then you stop marketing because you're busy with them, and then you do that business, and then you've no clients again. You have to start again. You know, I had a conversation with a new client last week who had, you know, a 22,000 month in February, which was a big increase for them, and they were on a roll, but has nothing in March because they stopped marketing. So the beauty about Facebook marketing is you can spend time on it every day, so that you're generating those leads every day, so that every day you can proactively ring those leads who raised their hand to say, I'm interested, and book them in. And that is the surefire way to get rid of the roller coaster effect and be in control of your business, as Brad and Janine have said, and John have said. Not only be in control of it, but actually have a business. Actually have a business. And the beauty about this team is we're doing this every single day. So not only are we helping other photographers do this every single day, Brad and Janine are doing this every single day in their businesses. So this is real life, guys. You know, we're doing it every single day. And I think that's a key thing to know too, that we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk every single day.
Go team. But Ronan, if any, go team. Go on, give us a cheer before I say. Come on, Bradley, give us a go team cheer.
Go team.
No.
Brad's not a joiner.
No.
I'll go team for both of us. Go team.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was channeling my inner American positivity because the Americans are so positive and, you know, cheerleady, more so than the Europeans, I find. It takes us more effort to get
I'm British, not European.
positive.
I knew that was coming.
Just as a slight
Britain's in Europe.
Not European. Britain is in Europe, but I'm British, not European, Jonathan.
You live in Europe.
Oh.
Right?
On the continent.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not on the continent, though.
We're going to go
Little
from our
island off the
pub-style
continent.
conversation to a pub-style brawl here in like 30 seconds.
It's a brewing. It's a brewing.
Anyway, what I wanted to make the point to our listeners is that the best way for you to implement this proven proactive marketing system into your business, to start generating leads in 24, 48 hours, to start earning conversations with those leads, and then to create a quality client that is going to spend significantly on themselves when you deliver a true transformational experience, is to sign up for the free 30-day trial of Difference Maker Impact Level. Yes, we're giving you a free 30-day trial to Difference Maker Impact. And when you sign up for your 30-day trial of Impact Level, you're going to get our in-depth course on proactive marketing using Facebook ads. You're going to get our course on earning the conversation, and you're going to get our course on creating a discovery call experience for your clients that's unlike any other discovery call training out there. And on top of that, you also get access to our fully booked engine, which is the software that's going to help you fast track your implementation of this marketing strategy. And God, there's so many ands with this one. And you get a weekly Q&A call with the mentor team of Steve, Ronan, Brad, Janine, and myself. And you get access to our Facebook group to ask any of the questions you might have about any of the content in Difference Maker Impact. So all you have to do is click on the link below this video, which will take you to the page where you can sign up for your free 30-day trial of Difference Maker Impact Level. We're so excited to see you in there soon.
And the reason why we do it for free is we don't talk the talk. We don't need your money up front. We walk the walk. And that's why we can give you 30-day access for absolutely free. Come in, make it work for you, make some money, and then you can stay. So that's it from us on this podcast. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Ciao.